So we wanted to put together just kind of a short takeaway video that gives you some of our final parting thoughts on the class and some of the things you've learned about here, and maybe how you might put that in context as you continue your journey as a learner in medical education.
Why should doctors and massage therapists talk to one another?
Most patients that I have worked with, they don't want to talk to their doctors about trying massage therapy in the hopes that they can get off of the medications or lower the dosage or whatever. Though many of the clients that I work with, that is their goal.
And there's probably a lot of ways that these two disciplines interdigitate within their work with individual patients, and I'm just excited about that most about this class, is that we're sort of getting an opportunity for you to start with some knowledge in both areas and kind of grow into that and see where that takes you.
I think the biggest problem is that there is a lack of communication to start with. So doctors don't know that much about it because they haven't been exposed to it, and so then the patients feel like they don't want to approach their doctors, or they don't want you to approach their doctors. And I think that's where the biggest issue lies, is that there's just no communication. So I think starting it is the biggest battle. But I mean, I think my experience with the massage class last year totally opened my eyes to how beneficial it can be, and I think it's important for physicians to keep an open mind about remedies that their patients want to try, and as long as they're not harmful to the patient, and if it makes the patient feel better, I don't see any reason to not let them do that. But I think it is important for patients to be open with their doctors about other remedies they're trying, because I think just having everybody know what's going on is important.
I think a lot of it is physicians are very traditional in their education, the way they practice, and, the way they think. So it's kind of hard, maybe in this current generation of physicians, to get them to open up and to think of other techniques to give their patients, to treat their patients.
I think Matt kind of hit it on the head when he was talking about how we're trained, and I think doctors do a lot now with what they were taught. And I think at the time that the generation of doctors was in medical school, pharmaceuticals was a big thing, and it still is. But I think what you said, this new generation, bringing in new techniques like massage therapy, and if future physicians are taught that from medical school from day one, then they're more likely to practice that long term.
Sure.
I would hope that that massage therapists from this collaboration would learn more about how the things that we do accomplish the things that we accomplish when we do them. I have struggled the entire time I've been a massage therapist to understand why with this person this set of things help them feel better and more comfortable in their lives, and that stuff did not work at all with another person. So the more I understand about anatomy and physiology, the better a detective I am, and the more I understand about how a person's physicality is put together for them, and what I might be able to do to help them be more comfortable and thus grow more healthy in their lives.
Yeah. That's great. And the increasing the communication between physicians and massage therapists, or physician assistants and massage therapists, is only going to give massage therapists more opportunities to understand the mechanisms that are going on behind the healing process, or within it, whatever the context is.
I really think that's true. The more I have spent time with you, for instance, the better detective I have become as a massage therapist. And I also think that some of the random reinforcement that we get when we are working on somebody and something works is going to be less random. We're going to be able to put those things together and really understand more clearly how that worked. And so we won't be perhaps so superstitious in our ways of thinking and our language when we're communicating with people what things might work for them in their lives. I hope that that you as doctors will, because feel more comfortable with your touch and be more effective as you are palpating to discover things that are troubling someone. I think that I hope that this class will help you be more effective and comforting in your touch.
That's great. I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I think this is a really two-way street. That, you know, increasing the communication between these two professions is going to benefit both professions. We talked about how massage therapists can learn more about the mechanisms of their healing practices, and I think physicians can learn more about the way that their touch affects a patient's healing
It does
process.
seem to be really changing the way at least some of you are thinking about health and healthcare, which I think is a very good thing.
Totally awesome.
Unfortunately, several studies have come out in the last several years showing that the state of healthcare in the United States of America isn't optimum in terms of not just longevity, but also the health of our lives as we're living them. So
Yep.
there's plenty of room for improvement, and I'm looking forward to I am enjoying being part of that.
Absolutely.
So I think there are some barriers to collaborating and communicating.
Yeah.
We massage therapists and you doctors. One of the things is that sort of superstitious language that many massage therapists will use when they're talking about things that they're doing with maybe patients that we're sharing. I think that it's easy when you hear someone talking like that to discount everything that they're saying, rather than maybe just the superstitious stuff.
Sure.
Doctors and massage therapists have a language barrier, is one of the
Yeah.
things I'm trying to say.
Totally agree.
And part of it is that massage therapists, many of us, have not been successful in our academic lives. And we wanted some work that we could do that would be helpful to people that wouldn't require a lot of education to be able to do it. And so I think that some massage therapists are sort of ego involved in not being educated and yet being effective.
Sure.
So that's part of what they're bringing to these conversations, which I think would be hard for some doctors to accept, that a massage therapist would know some things about their patient and yet not want to.
Yeah. Not use the same language that everybody else in the healthcare team seems to want to be comfortable using, or, you know, contextualizing it in the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what you might come up with as ways to enjoy a conversation with massage therapists and participate in helping your patients become healthier by communicating with massage therapists. But I hope you do find ways.
I'd like to just briefly talk about some barriers that are on the other side of the equation. So more on the medical side, there are a lot of institutional barriers and like policy-based barriers that physicians experience in taking care of patients, that they may not feel comfortable incorporating a massage therapist into the healthcare plans of their patient because it's not covered by insurance, or because they're getting some sort of coded institutional message that that's not healthcare. And just from my own life experience, I know that, you know, institutional barriers are difficult, and it's hard if you feel powerless against them because they're the people who are writing your paycheck. But any institutional policy can be changed, but only if you're willing to get inside of it and become an agent of change within an institution. So if you're, you know, as a young doctor or a student in training, if you feel like something isn't what you want it to be for your profession, I would encourage you to be an activist for change within your profession and be part of the institution and seek out ways to make change within it.
Well, and sometimes I've found in my life that being an activist, sometimes all it requires is just to live your values, to really
Totally.
do your best to understand what your values are, and then follow where that leads you as comfortably and honestly as you can.
Yeah, it's all about honesty.
It is. It's all about honesty, and that's a difficult thing in a society that does not value honesty. I have been told all of my life, Dee Dee, the world just doesn't work that way. So you can't
Yeah.
you can't live this way, this open, friendly,
Yeah, vulnerable, real.
non-hidden way.
Yeah. Yep.
The world doesn't work that way. However, I am 60, and I have found that the world doesn't stop me from living my values well. And it's an exciting life, trying to understand what my values mean in terms of the way I live it. And so I would encourage you to go ahead and think outside of that box and do your best to be healthy in every way that means. And it often will mean taking better care of yourself than our society seems to want you to.
Yep, exactly. Great. Well, I think that's it from our end, and we want to wish you good luck and no fear in continuing to practice and play with massage therapy in your life and in taking care of your loved ones.
All right.
By all means.
If it doesn't hurt, it's not going to be harmful. I put my faith in that regularly. So I would say definitely use these skills. Learn more if you feel like it, and enjoy the way they enhance your lives.
Great. Okay.
Let's go swimming!